Hi,
Hi.
Honigstein. I wanted to ask you, do you think the German league has risen past the Italian league?
The UEFA rankings would tell you so. They took away Italy's fourth spot in the Champions League a couple of years ago. Italy haven't really been able to close that gap. And I think the big difference right now is that you have a lot of quality in the Italian league, maybe more competitiveness below the top. But the very top teams, Bayern and Dortmund, I think are stronger than anything right now that we have in Italy. Maybe Juventus, you could say, on a similar level. But Bayern, Dortmund and other teams, they have the players, they have the stadiums, and they have these two sides, certainly with Bayern, at the very, very top of European football, where in the past, not long ago, you would always have at least one, sometimes two Italian teams, always in the final, always in the semi-final. Juventus are close, but not quite there yet.
Not quite. And how long do you think will this one-horse race go on in Germany? Do you think Dortmund will ever win the league in the years to come?
Yeah, I mean, look, the one-horse race was until last week the closest race in Europe, in the top leagues, only 5 points. Okay, now it's 7, it's probably over. But with Ancelotti coming and Tuchel having a second year, I don't think Bayern will quite have the same intensity. They will win 4 titles in a row, but I think you could already see with Juventus, it's hard to keep going every year. And I think they might just drop a little bit. And I think Dortmund look really, really strong. The bigger problem, I think, is not so much the Bundesliga being a one-horse race, because I don't think it would be. But actually below those two, no one can touch them.
Exactly.
And that is a problem, because you don't want a league where right now Bayern and Dortmund are 20 points clear of third place.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And what do you think of Dortmund's chances of winning the Europa League and of Bayern's chances of winning the Champions League? Do you think they can meet in a Super Cup maybe in August?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a decent chance. I think Dortmund were the favourites to win this competition before. They are still just about favourites if they can knock out Liverpool, but it's not going to be easy. And Bayern have been to the semi-final 5 years in a row. They've only made the final in 12 and 13, so under Guardiola they've yet to show that they can go that extra step. They've been a little bit lucky, I think, in the draw. Maybe they can get lucky again and learn from their mistakes, because they were really outclassed by Real Madrid in 14 and by Barcelona last year. They have to do a lot better. But of course they've got a chance. The fact that Barcelona are not in it, I think, will be seen as a huge boost for Bayern.
And I read an article this morning in The Sun saying that if Manchester City draw points in the league and they meet in the semi-final, Bayern Munich and Manchester City, Guardiola is gonna be reluctant to win because he doesn't want to play Europa League.
No.
Do you think this is the case?
No chance. He wants to win the Champions League. Even the worst case scenario is to play 1 year in the Europa League. It's not the end of the world.
For a manager like him?
No, but the bigger thing is after 10, 15 years in the business, people look at his trophies. And if he can win the Champions League, that's what's going to be remembered, not playing in the Europa League for 1 season with Man City. It's not his fault if they play the Europa League. It's not his problem, really. I mean, it's a nice conspiracy theory, but I don't think for 1 second. Anyway, even if it's true, let's say it's true, do you think the team will say, you know what, Pep will do you a favor, we get knocked out now because it's better for you next year? No chance.
Because maybe there is the similar scenario that he's going to join a club who's won the Champions League like in 2000.
Yes.
That's not good, I think, of course.
No, I mean, that would be very ironic, because when Bayern did the deal with him in December 12, they didn't think they were going to win the Champions League. They thought he's going to be the guy that can take us to the next step. And City, of course, did exactly the same. They don't think that Pellegrini can win the Champions League. If he does, it's a bit embarrassing for City, not for Pep, because it's not his fault. He can't control what other clubs are doing, but he can control what Bayern are doing. And I think if Bayern were to win it, it would be a nice vindication of the work he's done, because people look at the results and think, oh, he's been a failure, he hasn't won a Champions League yet. But the club, the players, they look at the work he's done and they think he's been brilliant. It would be nice to have that crowning moment, to also have the results that the achievement warrants.
And last question, do you think there is any player you would like to take your team from Bayern Munich to Manchester City?
I think there are plenty of players he would like to take, but I don't think he's going to take a single player.
No, why?
No, because he's not going to. He won't do it. He's not going to upset Bayern.
Who would he like to take with him? Manuel Neuer, I've read.
He would take almost every player if he could, but he's not going to do it. The story that he was targeting Alaba was false. The story that he was targeting Neuer was false. In an ideal world, the same with Messi. He would have loved to take Messi to Bayern. He would have loved to take half the team, but it took the one guy he could take because he was on a release clause and wasn't playing. With Bayern, there's no chance. A, Bayern will say no. B, he doesn't want to leave on bad terms. So it's a great story, very exciting. Coach takes his old players, but look at Klopp at Dortmund. Has he taken anyone?
But who is he setting his sights on? I've read about Ter Stegen. He wants to buy Ter Stegen. Is this story true? He doesn't want Joe Hart.
I think Joe Hart is under pressure. I don't think he's going to immediately necessarily decide that he doesn't want him at all, because he is the vice captain, he is the figurehead, he's the face of Man City along with company.
Yeah.
But I think as sort of a long-term future, I think he probably wants a different type of goalkeeper. But I don't think he's going to come in and make changes immediately. Bayern now, 3 years later, look a very different team to the Bayern that he inherited, with players like Mandzukic up front. You know, it's a very different Bayern team now, and I think he's not going to go and say from one moment to the next, I'm going to throw out all these players. Not going to.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honigstein, for the interview. It was really